Hey, what's poppin' Real 16 TV? It's Cuz OP here back with another reaction. Young Prosper in the building. This time reacting to Adam says Dababy was going to fall off regardless of his cancellation. I don't know. He might have been, you know what I'm saying? I feel like his style is very distinguishedly him. I don't know if he would have necessarily fell off. I think his style is still big production when that kind of getting it out of the mud, being poor, making it is still kind of like the thing people want to see the most, where he's more like superstar-ish per se, you know what I'm saying? Mainstream, we'll say mainstream, you know what I'm saying? Because the rest of them niggas are stars too, it's just they not necessarily mainstream stars. So we're gonna see what they had to say. Screen record starting 3, 2, 1, video playing now.
Changing, bro. I'm gonna be real. I mean, I know you heard Dababy say he was getting 300,000 a show. And when this incident happened, it was down to 30,000 a show. And he said he went and got.
I ain't gonna lie, 30 from 300,000 to 30,000, you probably still living okay. Yeah, you might be saving a couple fiddles, but I'm like, nigga, 300,000, nigga. Why can't you just get 300,000 and just get a regular neighborhood house? Like, I know, like, they're like, you know what I'm saying, just a regular house. Like, why you gotta be in some big gated community? Why can't you just be at this one? Yeah, it'd be easier to have security there all the time too. Like, nigga, just hang out on the front porch. You could get a pseudo big one. It just don't gotta be a mansion. Get a big one with a whole bunch of land that's pretty big. Ain't nobody coming to fuck with me, but it's just not like a mansion. Because if you had that much money, I ain't gonna lie to you. Not to keep over talk, because I'm gonna over talk. But there's people I knew, they was selling the house and they was selling it for 200,000. It was that in a bunch of acres of farm. Now, mind you, where it was at is very important. But it was a house, another house, and then acres and acres and acres of farm. Even like a damn a barn full of like stuff and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Good money, 200,000. You could buy it for 200,000. Keep 100,000 to survive off 30K a month. I wonder why niggas never do that.
30.
They get that money and start balling.
I saw that clip as well. Is it fair to say that his show price probably would have gone through a pretty similar path, regardless of him making one homophobic statement at Rolling
Absolutely not, because he was booked. He was booked on all the big festivals.
No. It's 300,000. You feel me? 300,000 was eventually going to go down. I hate to be that person. It was officially going to go down. I feel like Dababy, thinking that he's a very smart individual, I bet he was maxing that out. Let's get as many shows as we can for this 300K. I think he even knew, unless I just come up with some sort of crazy hit. And he's been coming out with shit. He, at least once every 2 months, if not once every month, there's a new Dababy song with good production and good video. Like, you know what I'm saying? The nigga is working. If you saying that nigga ain't working, you lying. No Nice ass is working. Shout out No Knife. That nigga working. So, like, I don't think he thought his thing was gonna stay that way forever, just because he is getting a lot of views. Like, he's at least getting 100K per view every time he do one of them videos. I'm gonna say it's way more than that, but at the least he's getting that amount, right? I just see it. I see it going downward. 30K is a big jump down, but it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like 60K, 100K. Like, I thought it'd still be in the hundreds of thousands, but it makes sense that it went down. Not everybody gonna be hot forever. They gonna have moments. You know what I'm saying?
He had the shit in New York. They
coal smolder. Even when they on fire, coal smolder.
He was booked on all that shit and they canceled it.
Right.
So now, see, when you go do these shows, these festivals, you get bigger, and then you sustain it. Right? When you cancel, now they like, well, you're not up there no more, but we got this for you. They stopped calling upon it. Festivals stopped calling. Rolling Loud stopped calling. The people that give you these bags, and now the bottom feeders or the lower people like, hey, we got 30 for you, we got 40 for you. And at some point, he's like, well, I'm not getting them calls. I done passed up 5 calls for 40.
But wouldn't it be fair to say that Dababy's popularity as a musician declined
right then?
But when you say that it was going to decline, unrelated to those,
can't say that because he was on the rise.
Because I still feel like people in the street.
I don't know if he's on the rise. I think he was just already to a point that was pretty high up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was already to a point. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was on the rise. Like, this nigga was just jumping. Because I wouldn't say, like, when you say the big three, I wouldn't say he's not a nigga that was as popular as one of them niggas at the time. Because he really was. He really was. And he really was saying some shit, too. Nigga could rap, nigga. And he had the backing of everything that was happening. From the Walmart to the shit that happened in the house. Him willing to sell all of his stuff just to make this shit happen. Gotta applaud that nigga. That nigga a hero to a lot of niggas with that shit. But that being said, though, it's like he was to a point where he was so even out, like as far as like it was gonna stay the exact amount until his career was over. It was gonna stay 300K until his career was over, or it was gonna eventually go down. What's that nigga that do the slide with the leg and he used to be swaggy? Genuine. Like, you nigga gonna be genuine one day. Like, eventually you gonna be that old nigga, the baby. It's just, that's life, like a motherfucker. Eventually, the heat run out. I don't think that's the end of his career, and I don't think it's the last time he's gonna be able to charge 300K. I'm sure he's gonna do something else that's popping. Like, the nigga is good at this rap shit, so, I don't know. We'll see.
Who do not give a f about him saying something homophobic, also seem to have pretty similar sentiment, which is that they grew kind of tired of his output musically.
No. The streets ain't the ones booking you at these festivals.
But the streets have to want to go to your concerts in order for you to get paid.
The streets ain't going to the festivals. Maybe a little bit of Rolling Loud, but all these other big-ass festivals, they don't get it.
When I say the streets, I'm really just talking about the people in general.
Okay, when you do that, right, and if you look at the world today, right, when they started to drive that narrative on him, a lot of people today, the consumer, are part of that community.
Some.
It's a lot.
In hip-hop, not exactly a gigantic
We're talking
percentage.
fans.
Right.
You know what's interesting with the baby, I'll say this. Though he's more of what you would call a street rapper, and I know a lot of street niggas love him. I think from the get-go, regardless of his strength, the way he was, his style, and they not trumpets, but you remember the original Blank Blank, you know, the orange with the blue jersey and stuff like that. Like, a lot of that music felt very much like like even though I'm sure it was made with a computer, it almost sounded like that nigga had real motherfuckers playing the beats. Like, no cap. And it might have just been me. Maybe if I re-listen to that. But I ain't gonna lie, there was a time period in my life when I went broke, but I went broke, but also just didn't give a fuck about being broke, so I just left my phone off. And one of the albums I had on my phone still was Blank Blank. So I would play it consistently, like back to back. I was into him when he first started, but I would play this album on repeat, and the production sounded like it was the production of somebody that's really doing this shit. Like, it don't sound like just, I don't know how to explain it, because I can name another rapper, but then they're gonna be my favorite rapper, even though their production might not be as good. It's like, this production might not be as good as, I don't know, a Fig Community, a No Jumper, a Viral Way, and stuff like that. But as far as the artist, nigga golden. You know what I'm saying? Nigga golden. But like, in the case of him, it's like, I don't know. I think his production was good. The way he sounded, the way he announced himself, the way his voice is almost an instrument, because he's the same nigga on every song. I think all that stuff is valued him like higher than most niggas coming right out. Because he could have came out and got famous off that Baby Jesus right there. I think that's the difference. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let it play. As far as like SoundCloud rappers and regular rappers, I think the difference is they get popping. A SoundCloud rapper gets popping off of straight talent alone sometimes. He might not, and I'm just using SoundCloud as a term. I just mean a dude that gets famous from doing it out the mud by himself on YouTube, whatever, right? He might get popping earlier, in an earlier stage, like before he has some money going to it, or before he has an idea of what he wants to do, before he's putting in enough work that even though he wasn't famous yet, he deserves to be famous. Ironically, I listen to what I'm saying as I'm saying it. But like, in the case of Dababy, he hit the ground running. He had a gimmick. He had a story that people was fucking with. They knew if you look back, this nigga been doing this shit for years and it wasn't working. Then one day it finally did work. And then now he worth 300K. Just another statement. A lot of niggas that deserve that chance, ain't nobody gave the chance to. They might be the nigga that changed everything for a motherfucker. You never know. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. We're gonna play a couple more seconds.
What percentage of Baby's fans do you think are gay? Even
overall, bro, you gotta look at his fan
5%.
base.
I ain't gonna lie.
Baby just didn't have no.
I might not should have played it right there. What the fuck? Hey, nigga, I'm about to go empty the dishwasher. What are we talking about?
Can you pull up his analytics? He might have been a might have been a 70-30 guy.
And part of why he was probably getting paid a lot to perform at stuff like Rolling Loud was because he had that crossover appeal that he was getting from songs like the one with Dua Lipa. Obviously, that exposed
that too. But that was that too. But that's my point. Hit the ground running. He was able to fit into both crowds. I might have skipped that earlier. I feel like I solidified that earlier. But if I didn't solidify it, this is what I was trying to say. It's like, for some reason, he didn't just appeal, even though he was hood as fuck, he didn't just appeal to the hood crowd. I found that very interesting. He's an anomaly in that way. Not saying there's not other niggas like him, because there is. Like Chief Keef, white folks love Chief Keef. Niggas love Chief Keef. G Herbo, same shit. Like, I can name a lot of niggas where their ghetto-ness didn't stop who was willing to listen to them. You know what I'm saying? But then you got other people, they might not even seen that ghetto. But their music only appeals to other black people for whatever reason that might be. You know what I'm saying? It might be who's putting the song on. It might be where the song gets played at because of who they know. Who knows the reason? But there's a reason why certain people. I don't know, because white people listen to rap in general, but it's like certain people just appeal to both sides, and you can't really explain why. Because Dababy makes more sense to Chief Keef, but if you say white people don't like Chief Keef, you lying. Because I know a ton of white people that can sing Chief Keef songs. This is crazy. Especially when I was younger and he was first coming out.
What type of people? Non-urban people, right?
Yep.
Okay. I watched him when he was running around in a diaper at South by Southwest.
But that was before he got
I seen his grind. So
and even though I ain't gonna lie to you, I cut these niggas off a bunch. You know, fair use be a motherfucker. We gonna cut this off. But what I am gonna say with the whole like wearing the diaper thing is this. Like I said, if he would have got famous while he was still baby Jesus wearing the diaper, I don't think he would have had cross-platform appeal. I don't think so. I think like it took time of him figuring out how the business was supposed to go, him taking practice, him practicing his craft, so it was good enough that once he paired up with some other niggas that's good at their craft, which would be PR or production or whatever, it was enough to like make something really, really go. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think Dababy probably wouldn't have been worth 300K no more, but nigga's still a cold ass artist. You know what I'm saying? He a cold ass artist. I remember that nigga uncle used to always be with him in every video. I used to be like, who is this old nigga? But I fucked with him. The uncle used to have the videos live. I can't lie. But that's gonna be the end of that. I actually went longer than I wanted to for this video, so I'll holler at you. Bye.